Hi everyone, today I'm going to be sharing my experience of how I recreated the Stardew Valley Egg Festival Egg Hunt. I initially did this so I could challenge myself to improve on my game development, but I thought I'd share it with you guys because it was quite fun to do and I made it look nice especially for this video. I'm going to share the whole process with you from start to finish, and I did make this from scratch, except I used Unity assets for the pixel art. So let's just get straight into it. I initially went on a game idea generator website and it came up with 1 minute, which reminded me of the Stardew Valley Egg Hunt as that is timed and it's quite short. So I created my Unity project. I named it Lemons because I didn't know what else to name it. And after about 10 working days, my project opened and I created my player game object. I decided to make the whole game with just simple square and circle sprites, and this made it way more efficient as sometimes I would get carried away with the artwork in between and it would just take ages. So here I'm making a script for the player movement and then I'm dragging it onto my game object. I decided to go with the rigid body movement. The way I did that is I created a variable for the rigid body, the move speed and the direction, and then I got the component of the rigid body from the player, and then we changed the value of the vector depending on the input being horizontal or vertical. In the fix update, we actually move the player, so we take the position and add it to the vector and times it by the move speed and time.delta time. So then we had some working movement and I added some walls in just to check the colliders. Next was the eggs to collect, so I just added a circle sprite into my game scene and added a circle collider and made sure that its trigger was ticked. Then I made a quick collector script so when the player collided with the egg, it would add 1 to the total amount of eggs, and I used a debug.log to show that in the console. Then I decided to display the score, so I created a canvas and added the score text. And then in the collector script, I wrote some code to update the score when the player had collided with the egg. Then I moved on to the egg spawner, and I really wanted there to be randomly generated positions for the eggs when you press play. So I created an array for the eggs, and then I created a vector for a random spawn position, and then did a for loop which would go through the array of eggs and then instantiate them in a random position on the map. And this seemed to be working, but I had the problem where they were spawning on top of walls which you wouldn't be able to collect in the actual game. So I included a physics function to check for any overlapping colliders, and if the egg spawned on the collider, it would find a new random spawn position, and that would happen until all the eggs have spawned in suitable positions. Then I moved on to creating a timer which would display the time from 1 minute counting all the way down. I then started working on the main menu, so I just wanted a play button and a quit button, and I really kept it simple and really ugly, but that's gonna get fixed later, so I just was bothered about the functionality at the moment. And then I created a main menu script that would quit the application when you press quit and start and load the next scene on start. I also created a game ending screen, which was a canvas on the game scene that would pop up when the time ran out. And that was pretty much the game, and thank you. No, I'm joking. This was a game completed, but I still need to do the art, so I went into the Unity asset store and downloaded this really cute tiny RPG forest sprite pack which came with tile sets and also an animated character, which was perfect for this project. So I imported that and I created a tile palette, and then I started drawing out my level, and then I came up with something like this. And then I also updated the sprites for the eggs, which a friend kindly drew me, and then I inputted them in the game and it looked a lot better. The eggs were spawning a little bit large, so I adjusted the size and also the spawn range. I then imported the Cinemachine package to create a virtual camera that would follow the player as you played the game. And then obviously I had to create the animations for the player because it was just a cube. So I started working on that and created a blend tree, and then in the code I added the animator and made sure that the character would flip left and right depending on the input. Then what was left was the font, so I downloaded this cute pixel font that I thought fit in quite well and changed all the UI elements after converting it to a Text Mesh Pro, and that was the game done. The only thing left to do was click build. Here is the finished game. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I really do think it gives off Stardew Valley vibes. I even added some music to give that kind of pixel village vibe, and I also learnt some new things along the way. I have actually published the game on itch.io and linked it below if you want to have a go at the game, and comment below and let me know your high score. But that's pretty much the end of the video. Let me know if you like this kind of thing and if you want me to do more challenges and recreate similar mini games from iconic games like Stardew Valley. But other than that, I'll see you next time.